My guest today is Attorney Jim Monroe. He's a bankruptcy attorney. Jim, welcome to the radio show.
Thank you, Tom.
You've been doing bankruptcy for a lot of years, and you've seen times where there was less, sometimes where there were more bankruptcies. What's the status of people filing bankruptcy these days?
The status is that the bankruptcies are beginning to decline. So there are less bankruptcies being filed, which is an indication that the economy is slowly improving.
Awesome. For the economy, at least. Hey, Jim, I'm always surprised to know that under certain circumstances, people can discharge income taxes in bankruptcy. That's pretty cool.
Yes, they can. Personal income taxes under certain circumstances can be discharged.
And one that can really be of value to people is what they call stripping off liens, meaning in certain circumstances, if you have no equity or negative equity in your house, you can use bankruptcy to remove second and third mortgage liens. Is that right?
And that is true right now in Chapter 7 and Chapter 13, although I want to caution the folks out there that the 11th Circuit, which is the federal circuit for Alabama, Georgia, and Florida, may be revisiting that issue as far as Chapter 7 is concerned. We're the only 3 states in the United States now where you can strip off in a Chapter 7 a second mortgage.
So let's give an example of that. Somebody owns a home, it's worth $300,000 in today's market. Let's say that their first mortgage is $325,000 and they have a second mortgage of $50,000. That's the situation?
That is exactly the situation where a second mortgage can be stripped.
And what if we have a house that's worth $300,000 and the balance of the first mortgage is $275,000 and the balance of the second mortgage is $50,000?
Well, if there's any type of equity for the second mortgage to latch on to it, you can't strip it.
And then just out of curiosity, when you're going to court and arguing that the second mortgage should be stripped off in front of a bankruptcy judge, I assume he requires some kind of an appraisal.
Yes, an appraisal is always advisable, and sometimes we get into arguments with the secured creditors, the second mortgage, on whether or not the appraisal is valid or not.
And do you find that when you're trying to strip off this second mortgage, are the lenders actually sending in an attorney to argue against it?
Most of the time they're not.